please also scan the QR code so that we can stay connected with you. We love making new friends. And this is how we take attendance. So we just want 1 million cups to know that we are alive and thriving here in Columbia. And I'm quickly going to go over just some housekeeping, and then we're going to get to the main event. Everybody all clicked in? Yep. All right, off we go. Welcome to 1 Million Cups. So the mission of 1 Million Cups is to lower the barrier of access to education, resources, and connection for all types of new, seasoned, and aspiring entrepreneurs throughout the United States. We have some key pillars. We give presentations, not pitches. We're here to make authentic connections, not just to network. And we're radically and intentionally inclusive. And we're run for the community, by the community. And what I mean by that is these are the local businesses and business owners that bring this program to you weekly. So we are grateful to the Mix for housing us. We appreciate Waffle House for donating the free coffee. And below are our business owners who help coach our presenters, do our marketing, send out the reminder emails, pick up the coffee, and everything else that goes along with this labor of love. We do not get paid. We are simply doing this because we care about 1 Million Cups' mission, and all we get are lousy t-shirts. And I have a couple of those lousy t-shirts being modeled in the back right now. So if you would like a lousy t-shirt, we're always looking for organizers to come and help support us. When you become a professor, then you get hats like Dr. Troubles. He's attended my. All right, off we go. Our local program. We've been here over 10 years. We are held weekly on Wednesday mornings, and we have had over 500 entrepreneur presentations. We also offer educational topics like finance, future frame, networking, and provide local resources. We have one presenter a week with about a 5 to 6 minute presentation, and then we follow that with Q&A from the community. We also bring back local businesses who have made it with an excess of money, and they come back and they share their stories with us. We are always free, we are always open to the public, and we do provide you with free coffee. So please share our mission and bring a friend next time. We're looking for presenters, so I've got all of June open for you. If you are interested in presenting and talking about your journey, remember this is not a sales pitch, and it is not an investor pitch. The goal is to have people understand what you do and some of the challenges you've had in building your business. We love new companies that are 0 to 5 years old and open to community engagement. Maybe you're rebranding. We'd love to hear your story about doing that. Or maybe you've got an idea and you want to share that. We love those stories as well. So you can apply there at that link, or you can come and see any of the t-shirt guys or me in the back at the end of the session today. We have a couple Facebook pages. This is our little local one. If you're not already a member of this, please go ahead and scan the QR code and become a member here. This is where we would like most of our local engagement, if you will. So questions, if you need a resource, looking for a resource, want to share a resource, this is where we would like that type of engagement. So please become a member there if you're not already. I see a couple phones in the air just to make sure they got it. Here we go. No upcoming presenters. See, this is what I'm looking for. Yo, please, anybody interested in talking about your journey? We got to fill the pipeline for June. June and July tend to be kind of slower months just because it's summertime and everybody's kind of checking out. But this is the perfect opportunity to come and share your journey. So please see one of us. We want to fill these slots as soon as possible so we can have a nice, full, robust summer session here at 1MC. Just take a second to look at your phone. Please silence it or turn it off. This is out of respect for our presenter as well as everyone else in the room. So thank you for taking the courteous time to do that. And here we go. So today's presenter is Ms. Monica Vidal. Monica is a passionate advocate for mental wellness and personal growth, and she's based in Camden, South Carolina. Originally from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Did I say that right, Monica? Yeah. Monica brings a diverse cultural perspective to her work, with a background in developing and facilitating expressive art group workshops. She is dedicated to promoting holistic well-being. Monica has a Brazilian BA in psychology and an American MA in happiness studies, and she is committed to understanding and addressing the societal pressures that shape our perceptions of happiness. Her insightful speech titled, "Are We Happy Yet?" reflects her deep interest in exploring the impacts of external influences on mental health and well-being. It is on YouTube in case anyone would like to watch it, and Elevate Daytona, Are We Happy Yet? Is where you can find it. Through her work, Monica aims to empower individuals to navigate their own paths to happiness and fulfillment, free from the confines of artificial standards set by media and society. And if you would please help me welcome Miss Monica.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Tara. That was really nice. So I'm going to put my timer here so I can go way over the top. I was told I have to start this by saying who I am. So I'm glad I've been studying psychology since the late 80s. I may be able to answer that. As you can see, you could see before, I'm an HB. In my business card, I have my name and HB. So that means I'm a human being. And I started saying this way before we had to say that, because we have to explain we're not AI, we're human beings. So, I'm also an alien. I was born in Brazil, where I got my psychology degree a few years ago. And why is that important? Because when I tell you my story, you understand why I had to start it all over again and reinvent myself because of moving to another country. When you arrive in another country, your whole professional story is deleted. You went to this unknown university and you work for companies that nobody ever heard about. So usually you send your resume and the computer just goes to trash right away. So you have to say, wow, what do I do now? So that can be a blessing or a curse. You can see this as, well, this is going to crush me. Or you can use the opportunity to stop and think, who am I? Or better yet, who do I really want to be? So about 5 years ago, I was in that, started thinking, so what do I really like? So I like people. I love people. I like animals. I'm a resilient person. I'm a creative person. I like to guide people through the ups and downs of life. I like teaching. So, I was putting it all together, and I had an experience that changed my life. There is a nonprofit in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, where I was living at the time, that they're an art center. It's called the Atlantic Center for the Arts. And they help people join wellness and art, which are my two big passions, creativity and human flourishing. So I took their course, and in the end, they invited me to create a workshop for their community outreach wellness program. And that's how Art Eat Through came to life. The idea is you work your issue through art. That's why it's Art Eat Through. I designed Art Eat Through for people like my friends. That I had a lot of friends losing loved ones after taking care of them for a long time. So they had Alzheimer's or any kind of disease that needed full-time support. So for sometimes 5, 6, 7 years, they don't do anything else. They just devoted to that. And when they lose that loved one, they're completely stuck. They say, well, what do I do now? Who am I? What do I like? They don't know where to go. So they go to grief groups, and the grief groups help them through the beginning when they are in shock. They have to go through that loss and process the loss, but there's nothing after that. So Art Eat Through helps them create tools to navigate life after loss, to remember who they are, and to plan this whole new path in their lives. But then it was great, and people started asking, I divorced, can I come? Yes, it's grief too. Oh, I lost my pet, can I come? Yes, that's grief too. So it became bigger and bigger and bigger. And unfortunately, 2024, the Arts Center lost its main grant. The state grant was completely cut for anything art in Florida. And again, I had to reinvent myself. My GPS was recalculating again, and here I am. So I brought art through to South Carolina. I have my own space in Camden. It's called the Happiness Health Connection. And there I have groups or private, and I work with grief, personal development, emotional, like roadblocks, and or anything related to that. I love what I do. I love new challenges, and I really believe this can be a very good thing for our communities. And I love to help the community. I don't want to be huge and have, presentations all over the country. I want to help my community. I want to help, from between Camden and Columbia. I think that's a great area. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Up to the floor. There we go, right away, Mr. Kim.
Thank you for this presentation. It's great. What's your income model? How do you make money from this?
It's that's one of the roadblocks that I have now. So in Florida, I love the business model that I was working through a nonprofit. I like it because nonprofit pays me, but I can offer it for free because then I can help anybody who really needs help. It doesn't matter if they can pay for it or not. So when I moved here, I tried to contact some nonprofits, and I didn't have the same response. Thank you. That I had there. So that's a good question. I do private groups, and people pay to be there, but I like the idea of being able to offer it for free.
Are you a nonprofit now?
No, I'm just a regular business.
If I can make a suggestion, Robin Marin is here. She's with the Small Business Development Center. It's a very good one here. They're free. They give business consulting to for-profits. And I think she might be able to help you learn how to monetize your business.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Who else? Who would like to? I guess since Bob called you out, Robin, could you give us a little overview or let Monica know what you can offer?
Yeah, so the Small Business Development Center is actually through the University of South Carolina. So they pay me, and then we're able to offer our services to small business owners for free. Free.
See, that's exactly the motto.
People are always like, what? Is it free? I'm like, whether you meet with me once or whether you meet with me 20 times, it's always going to be at no cost to you. So the university kind of pays for your services. And sometimes people meet with me and they have no idea how to set up a business. And so I help them walk through the steps of setting up a business. Other times people have a business, but they just need some tweaking, or they need some marketing, or they're not sure how to take it to the next step. So we meet with business owners of all stages. So I just meet with you, I kind of listen, I just start out by listening and saying, come, where are you? And then there's a lot of resources out there that people don't know about. And that's what I do all day is I find great resources and then I share them with you when we meet. So
that's great.
Great service people don't know about the University of South Carolina.
Thank you. That is wonderful.
Who else? Anyone else have a question for Monica?
I'm curious to know, if you could walk me through, what a private class would look like. Like a group class, obviously a one-on-one might be a little bit more unintentional or personal, but what does a group class look like?
Yeah, well, so what I didn't have time to explain here is how I put creativity in that. You always work with pens and papers, like kindergarten playing, but it's intentional. So we're gonna use crayons, paper, glue, all simple stuff. It's not about creating gallery art. It's just about expressing your feelings with your hands. But before that, we're gonna talk, and I'm gonna guide you to an emotional state that we're gonna work that day, and you're gonna put it on the paper. Usually just colors. It has to be very quick to really come from here, not from here, and afterwards we talk about it. So there is a whole process of transformation. Instead of sitting in a regular therapy, you sit there and you talk about how many people here tried to do that, and it was very hard to find the words. So when you use art, you don't have to find the words, it just comes out. And then you read your whole work afterwards. That's how it works in a simple way. It's not that simple, but in a simple way, that's how it works.
Anyone else? I do have a comment. You touched on it, but I don't think it hit the room really as to how difficult it is to have success and degrees and, a high paid job and being very respected in another country, and then moving here and then finding out that everything that you accomplished there means nothing here. So share a little more on the difficulties that you had, transferring and building yourself up again. That's a journey that not a lot of people can really understand how difficult it is.
Yeah. And there was a problem in the beginning that I didn't even think about it, because in Brazil I used to work in human resources. So I used to work in businesses, in the human part, teamwork, finding the right employee for that opening. Human resources in Brazil is all about the human side. And then I came here, I started looking for jobs in human resources, until one friend one day said, "Do you really understand what that means here?" I didn't, because it is that, and also employees, benefits, and laws, and all that I had no clue about. So I had a lot to learn.
Anybody else? I see wheels turning in your head, sir.
Yes.
Oh, Deb, yes.
I guess my question is, who's your client? I mean, is it specific? I know they're all grieving from different things, but basically across the board, it's all about grief, right?
Not only. So that's, I am trying to narrow it down, because I can actually work with any kind of emotional roadblock or issue. But if I say that, I'm not, we get in that niche problem. If you're doing for everybody, you're not doing for anyone.
So how are you going after your niche?
So my two passions is working with women, especially women over 50 or mature women, let's say, and grief. Yes, grief is number one, because grief is so, everybody grieves something. It's so for everybody, and it can be things you don't even think about. I had in one of my groups one day, I had a transgender person who was grieving the person he was before. There are grief that we don't even think about.
So where are you finding that client?
I tried. So one of the problems I have here, or the challenges I have here, is that I like to work with groups. I think groups are very rich in the way that one sees the other first as someone who's feeling what they're feeling, so they don't feel alone. And also maybe the other has ideas they didn't think about it, so one helps the other, and it's very, very powerful. After a few weeks, the group becomes really close and strong. But here I found that's why one of the things I need is to understand the culture better, because here people are more private. They don't like to share in groups. So I tried a few groups, and people came, but you can tell the person is holding back. So that's not really helping them if they have to hold back in what they're doing. So,
Yes.
A couple of suggestions. I'm a retired Army veteran, Iraq War veteran, and I did a group guitar class at the Big Red Barn. I don't know, it's in Blythewood.
yeah, I tried to contact them.
Oh, you did?
Because that in Florida, I had a group at the VA health clinic.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was one of my favorite groups. I really love that group.
Yeah, and also a couple other things. Lori Strange, she's a veteran also. She comes here periodically, but she has she's been blessed with 65 acres of land, about an hour outside. I think it's Barnwell, but Bishopville. I'm sorry.
Yep.
And it's set up to be for unhoused veterans women. Now, she does have things. I'll let you talk more because I know you talk to Lori a little bit more. I know it's still in the works.
So basically the property is being set up. It's called PTSD Veterans Village. Initially it was set up to house homeless veteran women. And I believe some extra acreage was set aside for the men as well because her passion was about the women. But I think some folk kind of took offense, I don't know, to that. Why not all the homeless, you know? But her passion is what it is. So the property is still in development right now. We want to have equine therapy there. I will also be putting pets there, dogs and cats there, for fostering for the veterans to work with.
That's nice.
But the wheels of the county are turning slowly for her in developing, because it's supposed to also become a tiny house village.
Okay.
So where they're going to provide, you know, religious services, of course, and the opportunity for agricultural activities, and then of course the equine activities. So, but she's somebody I can put you in touch with.
I would love that.
I'm not sure all the things that she has in the works. I know she does things periodically because there are some areas on the property that are ready for someone to be housed in them, but just not at the scale that she wants right now because of the county's ordinances and stuff like that. So they're getting through that red tape right now. But she periodically does host homeless veterans there. And it might be an opportunity.
Yes, I would love that. This way of working really works well for veterans because sometimes the trauma is so big. It's hard to talk about. So this is, you can go as far as you are comfortable with, you know, because you can have your story there, but you don't want to talk about it until the end.
I know
So
when you said that, I said, well, I'm one
that
of those
flexibility
people,
is good for them. Yes, I would love that.
And one last thing, I know I'm talking about. I know the new editor of Natural Awakening. They usually have these health magazines.
Yeah, I'm there. You can find me there.
Have you spoke to the editor? She does a retreat.
I think it's twice a year. I don't know what this one is.
I think they're about to have an upcoming retreat. I think in North Carolina it's going to be.
I think it's like 5 days or something.
Yeah, 5 days, and they're going to have. They're going to have different people come out to speak, and is Tracy, Dr. Tracy? She was my PA at the VA. At Durham VA, and then but she works on both sides, the natural health side of medicine.
Yeah, I have a little advertisement there.
And
I wrote an article for the one that was near Thanksgiving about grief during the holidays.
But the editor, reach out to her.
Yeah, that's who I talked to. Yeah,
she's doing a retreat.
she's good.
She does it like I said, once or twice a year.
Once or twice a year.
Yeah, she does a retreat.
She's great.
Yeah.
She's great. Thank you.
Great. Go ahead, Kelly.
I want to hear more. We've talked a little bit about it, but I think for everyone else, like in your perfect world, what do you envision this looking like once it all gets up and running? Like, what does it look like physically? What does it look like mentally? Like, what does success look like for you in this space?
My space in Camden, the Happiness Health Connection. I want this to be a safe place, mainly for women. Sorry, guys. I do have a passion about helping women too. You know, a space where they can come, and I'm little by little adding other professionals to the center, so you can come and talk to a person about different areas. We are starting a collective of professionals. This is going to be towards women, and we're going to have a calendar of events so women can come to any of the events. And I want it to be a safe place, always open. You know, you want to talk to someone, you just come and can just chat, maybe just play a game, have a me time. Yes.
To Deb's point, I think you still need to clarify who you're getting and how you're getting them.
Mm-hmm.
People hear grief and think in a narrow frame.
Yes.
Folks think, and there is debilitating grief, and I'm not dismissing it, but people are grieving and functioning. So they don't know that they need what you offer until you educate them on you're still not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You're still grieving. I won't use not healthy, I'll use grieving. You're still grieving.
Yeah.
Loss of job, loss of spouse, change of situation,
Yeah.
whatever. It's grief. So how are you getting, and I think, Deb, was that your question? How is she getting the message out?
Well,
and who to?
that, but who to? Because she's
Yeah.
got her initiative, but the next question was going to be, well, like, how are you going after them? You know, it's like,
How are you educating them too?
well, yeah, but you gotta find them to educate them, you know. And you know, I have a friend who talks about prospecting, and he says, you know, if you've got one outreach, you're gonna get people from that one outreach. But if you're fishing on a boat, you're gonna get one fish. But if you've got 15 lines in the water, you're always gonna have fish coming in, and a lot of us don't understand. Derek understands that.
Okay, so
No, I'm just, yeah, I have a tendency, this is a, but that is,
I
and I
understand
was
that.
gonna introduce you to Heather Lee.
Like what?
I'm sorry, Heather Lee, she's, she owns a cemetery, and she's a grief counselor, and she's tried to start a death cafe, and she's a death
That's
doula,
great.
and she's your perfect connection. So you just call her and say at 1 Million Cups, you were told that she was the person who would put you on the right track.
I love that. So I have, you know, the regular social media thing, and in Camden I network a lot. Tara knows I come to all her groups, and I talk to a lot of people. I talk to everyone. I don't have a problem talking to people. But that's what happened. That's where the cultural difference hit me, because I talk to people when it gets a little personal, they step back, and that's where I'm learning how to deal with that and how to go around that, because people are afraid of showing they need that. And sometimes it's interesting. Sometimes the change was good, so you got a better job, but you're still grieving the other job because everybody there was so nice. I have friends. So sometimes it's a better thing, but you still grieve the other thing because it was comfortable or familiar.
Heather found the same problem here. I mean, in terms of people opening up, they don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, I'm sorry, I forgot the gentleman's name right here in front of me, said education. I think you have to lean heavily on that, because folks don't know that they're in that situation. So the education has to almost carry over.
Mm-hmm.
The message has to carry over. These are the signs you're struggling with something.
Yes.
And folks just simply don't know. You're less productive, you're lethargic, the signs of depression.
Mm-hmm.
And the flip side to that is, for those loved ones with somebody who may be struggling, they know something's off with their loved one. But no one's ever detailed and outlined, what should I be looking for?
Mm-hmm. There's also another thing here. People are very religious, which is wonderful and gives a lot of support. But they say that I have my church.
Yeah.
That's it. So that closes the
But
door. Don't ask anymore. That's it.
But see, here's the thing, and I'm gonna push back because I thought about churches, and I'm sorry to shut you out. That's why I think you have to deal with churches,
Mm-hmm.
because churches sometimes teach that this is a weakness.
Right.
Okay.
And while they say they can deal with it at church, you have to, while respecting their religious beliefs, explain why their religious beliefs don't do enough.
Yeah, they do a lot, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's just
It's
not
not enough.
enough. Yes.
Yes, sorry.
How about a workshop for the churches in the Christian community?
Yeah, I didn't try that.
Christianity and
Yes.
grief, and let them introduce you and make it.
That's good. I tried the Rotary Club. They were not very interested, but you can try the church.
I think key words, like some people afraid of certain words. If you find the key words, tapping into what you're trying to portray or give them. Sometimes wording is can be a simple thing. And the other thing is a lot of business grow their business through lunch and earnings. So they may have a group that come in and provide a free lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And just let them, kind of connect with their local groups. And literally, what do those groups look like?
Mm-hmm.
You were saying something about churches. Sometimes just getting people to come to events is one of the challenges here in Columbia also. So you may have, groups that meet on a regular basis and hey, I come in and provide, snacks for this and we'll just talk a little bit about this.
Yeah, I can work with business too because I can help all the people in that business that are not being productive because they are in so much pain. Yeah, I tried to do something with the city of Camden, but it's it's a come and go, so it's not decided yet.
I don't know, I think, to Deb's point about having multiple lines out in the water, there's so many groups that I think you can touch. I mean, we've already talked about helping the veterans, we've talked about divorce, we've talked about death. I mean, there's even, like I shared with you at one of our events, the special needs community. I mean, I mourned the loss of my son, of who I thought he would be for many years before I came to terms with him not being who I thought he would be. There's that. There's young couples or women who are, mourning the loss of infertility, and not being able to have a baby and the struggles. And then the art, I think, is a beautiful way to express that when you don't have the words or you're not comfortable with the words. So I don't know, this isn't my niche, but I think if you cast a line in all of those different
Categories.
yes,
There you go.
and then just keep fishing and then see who really responds, and then once you have a good base, then you can really develop a finer niche.
Here's a foreign concept that Tara, everybody's got my brain churning on this. Most business owners don't understand that culture affects productivity, especially in a community where you're just supposed to show up and you're supposed to grind and you're supposed to work that job. They don't realize that happy employees are productive employees. So
Back to our conversation a
Yeah.
while ago.
So, to Tara's point, maybe while you're starting, also look into how to bring happiness to work. Because see, I'm raised to go to work. And I was like that for 15 years. A job is a job is a job. And then I got into advertising, and the agencies are like, no, we have fun. We enjoy what we do. And I was, I'm sitting here going, I got the programming of the South in my head. And this agency's like, hey, free beer. Massage chairs.
Yeah.
You don't have to work. You don't have to sit at your desk for 6 hours. You can be in the lounge. You can be relaxing. There's a change. And I was more productive then than I was when I was grinding.
Well, that's true. When I lived in Southern California, in Irvine, or Orange County, Google had a big base.
Yeah.
And you drive by their Google base, and their employees are out there shooting hoops at lunch. They had video games, like they were living the life. Everybody wanted to work for
It
Google.
looked more like a retreat.
Yeah. But you couldn't even get a job at Google unless you knew somebody. That's how and for reasons like that, they made their environment fun.
I
I
used
could
to
touch
do-
on an area too, which would be good to explore, which would be the education of special needs. That's a very tight community, okay? My best friend, he was extremely tight with his father, had a wonderful relationship with him, but he's got an autistic son. He will never have that same relationship that he had with his dad with his son. So total
It's grief.
is a big area of grief, because not only is he mourning the loss of his dad, he's mourning the loss of that relationship and the fact that he'll never have that with his son.
Yes.
So he's actually got 3 different problems. So that may be another place to touch on, is going to some of the schools that have the special needs programs.
Yes, I was just talking to somebody last week, and I need to find that person who can connect me.
A lot of times it's just going to talk to the school counselors.
Just go there.
And they'll put you on the
Okay.
right track.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple special needs organizations. I'll
You can go to ARC,
Okay.
ARC on Clemson Road. That's a special.
What is it, sorry?
ARC, ARC.
ARC. Okay.
Because you have a venue already, Monica,
Yes.
so you don't need to find a place to do these things. I would say in your venue, you know, the first Thursday of every month, just promote that you're hosting, you know, a special needs parents art something, or and then the next Tuesday of something, host a, you know, divorced, or and just host it, and if people come, and then more people will eventually.
Yeah,
hear
that's
about
what
it and come.
we're starting that with the collective, because we are all professionals. It's a midwife, a
Yeah.
doula, a cranial sacrum therapist, and me. We're gonna do a joint calendar of events
That's great.
like that, just because then we all help each other share,
Yeah.
and we help
That's
keep more
great, Sarah.
people.
Yeah, we have time for a couple more. Yes, Miss Judy.
I was gonna say, you can create one of your niches around just a small little, personal development.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the schools, they people come and do personal development, the teachers, even before they go to school.
For the teachers,
Mm-hmm.
that would be nice.
Yeah, also just grants I did a catering job at the Museum of Art for art fair. And so they meet and they have therapy, but they meet with creatives.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have a grant to apply for their food and everything.
That's what I used to do in Florida. Yeah, I have to find the people here, because I talked to the art center in Camden, but it's too small.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my thing now is try to expand to Columbia. So for the teachers, as you said, who would I talk to? That's what I don't know.
The district office.
Just go to
They
the
provide-
district.
They provide professional development for this upcoming year.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if this is a resource, Monica, but maybe the Richland Library here on Assembly, they usually do big
Yeah, they do events.
events and things. I would see if they would be interested in something where you
In
can have an
hosting.
art
Okay.
grief event, because they do lots of different.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, is your website like the main source for how someone would like sign up for an event or sign up to be a part of one of your
Yes.
events? So when I go to your website, as a person just going to the website, I know it's about inspiration and well-being, but I'm a little confused as to what you
What
offer
exactly?
here.
Okay.
There's no about. Like, what are you all about? What are you about?
Okay.
What's your story there? You told us about your story in person. It's beautiful. But if I'm going to your site, I don't really know. There's no face there. You know, we want a reception. And then to speak to Miss Judy and Derek about the how you present it.
Mm-hmm.
I know as an educator, I have to sometimes reword topics so that students are more interested in what it is that's
I
going to be
understand that.
discussed or talked about. And in my mind, I'm setting it up. This is what we're actually doing, but they think we're doing this. And adults are the same way. A lot of people that hear grief, they're like, oh, weak. I'm not. I'm good. I got my Lord Savior Jesus Christ. I pray about it. I got my circle. Or I'm a loner. I'm not talking to anybody. Grief is not. It's sometimes it has a negative. Yeah. Sometimes, and it's not. It's just it's how we're.
It's human, part of being human.
Yeah, that's the culture.
Yes.
Grief is bad.
Most challenging emotions, actually. You know, we're embarrassed to say we're angry. We're embarrassed to say we're sad, depressed, anything. Yeah, most of them are. No, I can't say
I
that.
think what's bothering me, and I just figured out after I looked at your website because I've been looking at the slide and
Troubles.
You're talking about happiness with others. Embark on a journey of guided creative expression for a happier life is the very first line on your website. But we don't teach people how to be happy.
Yes.
See, to her point, if I'm not talking about being in grief, but how to be happy, then I'm open to that because most of us want to be happy.
Yes, that's what
but don't know how.
Yeah, I was gonna point out the word she has it, happiness in it.
So the happiness part is the key. See, you started with grief, but you didn't talk to me about being happy.
Yeah, I didn't have time. I just, you know why? Because that's a recent part of my story. I was trying to tell my story up to now, but
this is happiness for us.
Yes, it's the key word.
Is the key.
Right.
Okay.
Is the catch. Because if you say, I'm going to help your employees be happy, I'm going to help your children be happy, I'm going to help you be happy. Now I can deal with that because, I may have to deal with some negative things, but the result is a positive. Dealing with grief to the point is, and I'm having a brain fart, I'm in the middle of a migraine, I'm sorry. It's that sends that wall of defense up. I'm not grieving. Grief is bad. Grief is weakness. I'm not that, I'm not those things. But if you approach it as, are you happy?
Right.
I want to know your opinion about something. So I just finished my master's in the study of happiness. Last week I got my degree in New Jersey. I have a challenge with the word happiness. Because a lot of people see it like you see it, but a lot of people say, that's silly. That's even a course? Yes, that's an area of psychology because you're not learning how to be an Instagram happy. You're learning how to restructure your life to live better.
That's a cultural issue.
Yeah.
Yes, how?
This
Thank
country doesn't, as a whole, does not really care about your level of happiness. We care about your productivity. We care that you get up and function and go to work every day and pay your bills on time, that you take care of your kids, that you feed them, you don't neglect them. But we do not care if you're happy about it or not. I'm dead serious. And
I knew this was coming.
A lot, because we talk about this all the time. Because I am generally never in a state of happiness. I am only happy when I'm filming.
Yeah.
I'm only happy when I'm creating something. But the 99% of my life, I am Oscar the Grouch. I don't. None of that stuff.
You got a website right here. You sign up.
But it's my personality.
Yeah.
Right. It's not. And so what people say is, oh, there's something wrong with him, because my type of what makes me happy does not make you happy. Doesn't make you happy. And so people try to fit you into a box that says this is what happiness looks like, and you should be happy with whatever this is. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So because there's no, to his point, there's no clear cut definition for happy in our culture. Happiness looks different to everyone. And that's why it's so hard for people to define.
It's mostly outward.
No, happiness is within, right? But the perception of happiness is an outward projection. Oh, you have the house, you have the car, you have the this, you have the that. and people try to fill
Nothing
that
of
void.
that brings you happiness.
None of that, right, correct. None of that brings you happiness, and we know that intrinsically because we can fill our lives up with stuff
Yes.
and still go.
Alright, we got a
Okay.
hot button here. Go
Yeah,
ahead, Ron.
Okay, one word comes to my mind, nebulous. It's just a broad conglomerate of things that we touched on everything. So what type of props do you use to reach these people that, he's happy as long as he's filming. Somebody will get divorced or, they're in another area. Some groups, they use settings like horse farms or, just to get away from that. So, yeah, you use art, but what other props do you use?
Well, that is I help you understand what your purpose is. That's about finding your purpose in life. And your purpose can be planting a garden, a vegetable garden,
Well,
and
you use
eating
it
my
in your
home
practice, though.
food.
You say you teach, but you physically use it in your practice. Is that something that you will look to do maybe?
What happens is sometimes it's hard for the person to understand what's in their head. The art, doing it with my hands, and again, I'm not just saying draw a house. I'm guiding the person to that state. So I would guide him to remember a moment when he was filming and he felt really proud of himself. When you're in that, wow, I love this state, that's when you do your art.
Okay, I'm gonna answer your question, because you asked it. What we fail to do is we think happiness is too big a concept. The first person to publicly define happiness, what it is, how it looks like, wins. Luxury. If I say Rolls Royce or Bentley, we instantly have sort of understanding of what luxury looks like and feels like. They've defined luxury by their product. You define happiness when nobody else does. So don't worry that there's a misunderstanding about it. That's the challenge. How to overcome it is you start defining what happiness is. It's okay to tell us that it isn't jumping around and being a cheerleader. It's a state, an internal state.
Yes.
But if you never define it
Okay.
for us,
I got it.
then it will never have meaning to us.
But it's different for everybody.
It is, but
It
there's
is.
a broad definition of
There
what
is a broad,
happiness is.
and I'll tell you something. The definition was stated thousands of years ago by Aristotle. How do you say that? Yeah. And I always wonder how come we didn't learn yet. It's just amazing. But that's
So she needs to be communicating what happiness is. And then everybody else out selling happiness has to conform to her.
to that. Yeah.
Alright, we got time for one more and then the final. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, basically bouncing off of what Derek said, like explaining more, like on your website, you can show some ideas, like it could be like some quick ideas, like 5-minute routine, 10-minute routine of things that that you learned because you just got your degree and had this, and just like little things, and because everybody different.
So would
And
you
just,
do that
like
in
social media?
in
post
social
like,
media? Okay.
Like post
That's
like
okay.
different things like daily or something like that, and that will intrigue people. Like, okay, and then you start to get followers.
Well, that just reminded me of Bob Ross. I mean, if you're Gen X, you remember Bob Ross. And he was a painter. You're from it, yeah. And he would just paint happy little trees. And people would just love to watch Bob. So even if you did just little art, on your social media, a little tutorial about today we're
I
gonna
love
play
that.
with clay.
Okay.
And just show them how to play with clay. Or today we're gonna paint. And people would just watch you for that, which might be, I see where you're going with that, and I think that's gonna at least start to get people's attention on you.
I like that.
Just like Bob
Thank
Ross, you could be this generation's Bob Ross.
Because a lot of your classes on social media is scrolling because of.
Yeah, I have a little. Social media is a big challenge for me. But yeah, I'll get there.
Alright, we got the final question.
Thank you.
Al, I'm gonna throw it to you.
Al?
You're away.
Yes.
Final question.
Okay.
Final question.
I truly feel the happiness that you're trying to bring to the room. But how can 1 million cups make you happy? What can 1 million cups do for you?
2 things. Well, one thing you guys are doing already is matchmaking. Not love matchmaking. I have my love there. business matchmaking, and helping me understand the culture of South Carolina. That will help me a lot.
I think that's a good ask.
Before
Alright.
we get out of here, we have a lost and found item.
Oh
A couple of weeks ago,
What
somebody
is
left
that?
a little card holder.
Oh.
It was up by where Chef Judy was sitting.
Maybe your grandbaby, because it looks like it's got a card in it. That's like a kid's card.
Anybody find my bus
I'll check with her downstairs.
I need to go get my chocolate. The sauce is in the question.
Michelle, have a good night. Her free.
One quick question for you. Did you say you were from Brazil? Did you say you were from Brazil? So I have a question totally off topic. I heard recently, is it true? Brazilian women don't sweat, they glow. I'm Brazilian. We don't sweat, we glow. Yeah, listen Yes.